Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the live. If you are a live, make sure you like the live or the replay, whatever one you're watching, and comment hey down below, just so I know that you're enjoying your day and that everything is okay. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing today? Come here, baby. You want to come say hi to the live? Come say hi to your live friends and family. Son, say hi. This is my son. Are you happy? Tell them that you're happy and that you are excited for today. So, today we're going to be talking about, do you have free time? Let's talk about it. This is an important conversation to have because we want to talk about leisure. Leisure is the ability to have free time, freedom, free from obligations and responsibilities. So let's talk about if you actually have that. Somebody yesterday in the comments was saying they didn't have it. That they didn't have any free time. That all they do is work. There's no time to do things that they're interested in, to expand their leisure time. It's none at all. So we're going to talk about it. Let's see who comes into the chat today. Let me also add a Q&A question. Do you have free time? Hey Rick, how are you doing? How you doing, friend? How you been? Hey D Nice. Hello, hello everybody. How y'all doing? Hey ETN. Okay, thank you. Today has been a long day. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's been a long day. I'm so tired. I'm tired. I'm like, please. Every day it's just something. But we're getting through it. I don't know what's going on with August and September, but hopefully October and November is much better. Hey Saja. I'm hoping that it's much better, because I've had enough. But today, y'all, we're going to talk about, do you really have free time? Free time meaning this is the time of your leisure. Do you really have that? Is that in your life? Hey, Layla. Yeah, okay, period. They say, yeah, period. I love that for you. That means you must have a lot. Mind y'all, me, I do have free time, but I be so tired. I be like, ugh, it feels like I have no time. That's how I be feeling. Ricky said, I make my free time. How do you do that? You like schedule it in? Hello, Abdimi. Yes, gotta have your peace of mind for sure. For sure. What y'all think? Anybody else? What y'all think? Do y'all have free time? I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. Okay, you say yes. Okay, I love that. I'm trying to hear from people who think that they don't have any free time. If you don't think you have any free time, let me know. ETN, you said after work and on the weekends? Okay, same. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So I have lots and lots of like researched information. Y'all know this is the topic that I'm very interested in, because leisure time to me has been the reason why I feel like I've manifested things so easily and so quickly. I feel like when you have the capacity to just do as you please when you please, things really do come to you easily. But when you feel a little bit constricted, you feel like you don't have enough time, things are not working in your favor, it kind of constricts your energy from being able to pull things into you with ease. I'm from America, y'all. So this is why this topic is so important to me, is because we all want the best of our lives. We want to manifest things. We want things to come into our life with ease. Why not experience it in a leisurely state? Thank you. So most of the people so far are saying yes, they have leisure time. So we're definitely going to talk more about it. Shout out to Nigeria. Shout out to all the Nigerians watching the video. So let's start off with limiting beliefs about free time and leisure time, because these limiting beliefs can come from culture. This is just a green juice. I don't know the brand. Like Boathouse, I think. I got Boathouse green juice and I have natural spring water. So your beliefs on leisure time or free time can come from your cultural experiences and what you've seen growing up. Hey PR, how are you doing? What you've seen growing up. So I talked about this yesterday, and I'm probably going to keep saying it, but living in America is such a hustle mentality here, where everybody's like, you gotta work to survive. We gotta get this American dream. You gotta have multiple jobs, you know, to survive type of energy here. And even if you watch on social media, you'll see a lot of people on social media where they'll be like, well, even if you're not working, always pretend you're working when you're at work, because you don't want to look like you're not doing anything, right? Even though there's a lot of jobs out there where people really will just be on their phones all day, just, you know, I'm not saying that's every job, but there are some jobs out there, but they'll be like, you know, pretend like you're working so your manager doesn't think you're not doing anything, you might get fired. So we have this mentality of you have to at least seem like you're working to look like you're getting anywhere. And it was actually interesting as I was doing my research about this, is that even people who have more money, it seems from what it was saying, it seemed as if the more money that one had, the more that they may have seemed like they needed to look like they were productive or busy. So productivity is a limiting belief that can kind of sometimes contradict your ability to be at peace when you have leisure time. Some people don't feel comfortable just sitting down and just not doing anything. Like they feel like they're lazy. Like that's like the first thing that will come up in people's mind is, oh, I'm lazy if I'm sitting down relaxing, or if I'm, good night, baby. So if I'm sitting down relaxing, or if I feel like I'm not doing anything, I need to get up, I need to do something. I need to go clean up, I need to go wash my face, I need to go do this. Like there's some people who really cannot sit down for like 5 minutes of their life to relax and enjoy a sense of peace. So this is why this conversation is so important, because you have to understand that leisure time is just as important as productivity. Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm trying to push my nose ring in. Leisure time is just as important as your productivity time. You have time where you are, you know, getting things done like cleaning up, running errands. You have time where you're sleeping. You also need time where you are at rest. You may not be sleeping, but you're doing something that rejuvenates you and resets you and refreshes you. So that's the importance of having free time, having leisure time in this day and age. Now, we talked about high and low quality leisure time yesterday, and we'll talk more about that, but I want to continue to talk about the beliefs that undermine us from being able to get rest, right? So there are some people out there who really view leisure as wasteful. Like I imagine somebody's dad coming in, or like mom coming in and being like, here, grab this broom, you're not doing nothing, grab this broom, get up, you know, you need to go sweep the grass, you need to go cut the grass, you need to go sweep the front. Welcome to the community, baby. You need to go sweep outside and do this, and this, right? And so if you've had those experiences where your parents never let you get any type of rest, when you look like you resting, they, was like, you can figure out something else to do, then you may have a mindset of leisure time is not okay. I need to figure out something else to do in these moments when I'm just sitting down. That's just one example, right? And so studies have shown, y'all, my eyebrows kind of irritate me right now. Give me a second. Y'all probably don't notice, but I notice. There you go. So studies have shown that if you view leisure time as wasteful, a lot of times that correlates to lower enjoyment of your leisure time, of your free time. And what happens is it increases signs of depression, anxiety, and stress. So the moment when you're supposed to be the most relaxed, because you have thoughts that are saying that this is not okay, what's happening is you're getting more anxious. Thank you, Miss Slacy. Okay, Slacy. Cute name, Slacy. So because you have a mindset of I'm not okay, this is not okay, what I'm doing is not okay, you're increasing your own anxiety. And then the main thing that is supposed to rejuvenate and make you happy is actually doing the exact opposite. Are you changing your name, Sir Kelvin? Do you change your name every day? What's going on? I'm so confused. Am I missing something? Miss Lacey said, the fact that I do have free time, but I use it on my phone. Now, mind you, we talked about yesterday. We're going to talk about it again, Miss Lacey, about high, medium, and low quality leisure time. And so what it sounds like is you are having low quality leisure time. Oh, you watch me every day and it makes your day. Oh, I'm happy. Hi, Cesar. Why I gotta ignore you changing your name? I'm trying to figure it out. As long as it says Sir Kelvin, I be knowing, okay, that's you. But you change your name, I'll be like, who is this? What's going on? Yeah, my day has been a day. Welcome back, 16mo. I'm glad that you're here, friend. How you doing? I'm glad that you're here. Okay, shout out to Sonora, Mexico. Bienvenidos a los mexicanos. Sí. Bienvenidos a los mexicanos. Yes, yes. I'm glad to see you too, 16mo. I'm glad to see you. Don't be talking about the husband now. Let's leave the chat on topic. You said you're gonna leave it like that. It's been a while. Okay, friend. You do what feels best to you. I'm just nosy. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, Kelvin. But so, like, back to what I was saying, if you are sitting up here, the one thing that's supposed to be rejuvenating you telling yourself that it's not okay, then you gonna stress yourself out. So you have to understand that leisure time and free time is actually one of the utmost important things. There was actually a quote, let me look it up, by Aristotle. Aristotle was talking about, Aristotle is a philosopher, right? An old philosopher. If you ever been in history class and they started talking about stuff and you be like, why we gotta learn about this? That's one of them people, right? One of them people you be like, why we have to learn about this? But Aristotle was an old philosopher who said leisure is essential for human flourishing, which he called eudaimonia, as it provides time for developing virtuous habits, engaging in intellectual contemplation, and cultivating a strong relationship with oneself. He distinguished it from simple rest or amusement, viewing true leisure as a deliberate pursuit of meaningful activities that cultivates one's character and intellect rather than being solely a means to recover from work. So leisure is not, your free time is not here, like you getting off of work and you recovering, that's not leisure time. Aw, thank you, Sir Kelvin. Thank you. So you, like I was saying, you getting off of work, you trying to reset from a long day, all the work that you're doing. Thank you, 16mo. I appreciate you, friend. That's not leisure time. Leisure time is deliberate time where you are self-actualizing. You're doing things, hobbies that allow you to self-actualize. Mind you, I have a whole Pinterest a whole Pinterest. Look me up, Meiana the Sage, or Transition. Did I change it? I don't remember if I changed it. Just look me up on Pinterest if you're interested, Meiana. And you'll see I have a Pinterest board with like literally 500+ different hobbies. It's dedicated to women, and although my platform is men, you can still look at it. It's called Bad Bitch Hobbies. It's called BB Hobbies. I also have another Pinterest board called BB Careers, Bad Bitch Careers, okay? So you can scroll down through it, and it's hundreds, thousands of careers that will give you an idea if you're interested in, you know, maybe marine biology. Maybe you may be interested in being a writer, being a horseback rider. There's a million different things you could do. So if you're interested, use your free time to scroll through my Pinterest boards, because I make those intentionally because some of y'all be lost and you need direction. And if you look at these pictures, you might get something that just sparks your mind. Sir Kelvin, what's your question? Hey, my Russian friend. Hello, hello. Validity, you said I need 2 hours of dissociation time minimum, where I'm just mentally checked out with something on the screen in front of me. No, like, I feel you. I feel you. And like, some may see that as like medium leisure time, because it actually is rejuvenating you in a way. It's considered leisure time still, because that's what you're choosing to do when you have nothing else to do. You don't have anything to do. But it's not the highest, you know. It's just, it definitely does rejuvenate though. 60 Mo, you said, what did I have for dinner? I had a salad, something real easy. And I was so upset because the salad that I bought, they forgot to add the croutons. I said, why would you do that? Why would you do that to me? The croutons be so good. So the type of salad that it is, right, it's lettuce. Then they have cooked pasta, bow tie pastas, right? So delicious, I'm telling you. Then they have cheese, eggs, and bacon. Then they usually put croutons in there, and they give you ranch. It's usually 10 out of 10. And it was still 10 out of 10. I had some chips. I had some barbecue chips. And I just put my barbecue chips in there because I wanted something crunchy in my salad. This is not a healthy salad, mind you. This is not something I eat to be healthy. I eat it because it's good. All right, so you said, do you have a free time, and what do you do with your free time? So I definitely have a lot of free time. I sleep. Like this weekend, I slept so much this weekend. Literally, I was sleeping so much this weekend. Oh my goodness. I hung out with friends. I like to do etymology. I tell you guys that all the time, and journal as well. I do a lot of journaling, especially before I go to bed. And what else do I do in my free time? I come on here with you guys. It's kind of both me coming on here because this is a hobby, as well as me promoting my business, promoting my services on here with you guys. So it's kind of like a two-in-one thing. Because it definitely started as me just coming on here doing things that I'm really interested in. You know, me coming on here doing tarot readings, me coming on here talking about the topics that I would journal about in my own free time. And so I just was like, well, let me promote myself as well. Mind you, if you're interested in any tarot readings or any mindset coaching, make sure to check out the description below or above if you're on the live. You can look at Transition with Leisure, where all of my services and my shop is available for you guys. But what else I do in my leisure time? I definitely dissociate. Sometimes I'll be scrolling, and I've really been doing this more often. This is something new to me this year, and it's because I've been so busy. But I've been watching a lot more movies. And watching a lot more shows. So those are things that I do in my leisure time. I may also exercise every now and again. I haven't been consistent, but I'll go and I'll do some jumping ropings or take a walk somewhere. And you're welcome. Love you too, friend. 16, you said, as a Caribbean man, you need some oxygen, some good rice and pizza on salad. What? I don't know why when you say good rice and pizza, it just reminds me of Raising Cane's. I like Raising Cane's. Hey, Scott. You said about an hour a night on weekdays, sometimes an entire day on weekends. My leisure time is either playing music or nature walking on shroomies. Okay. Okay. Do you feel like your mood has enhanced since doing those? Hey, Damien, friend, how are you? He said, I got all the free time now. I'm with stage. Since when? I'm not going to do it too expensive and risky. Since when, friend? I didn't know that. I'm sorry. And then Scott saying Raising Cane's is mid at best. Definitely mid, but it's really good. It will hit the spot when at the moment. Thank you, Sir Kelvin. I appreciate you, friend. I appreciate you so much. Some oxtails and some rice and peas. And okay. I hear you, 16. I hear you. But so mind you, this is something that you gonna hear me say in every live. But the peer review studies say that the average amount of free leisure time, free time that you're supposed to have every single day. Every single day, I'm saying this, every single day is 2 to 5 hours a day. You're supposed to have 2 to 5 hours a day of leisure time. And then imagine if you was like having high quality leisure time every day. BB, I am a nerd. Thank you for asking. Hey, Katie Gaming, how are you, baby? That's 2 to 5 hours. If you get less than 2 hours a day, then it's said that you will feel stressed out, burnt out. If you get more than 5 hours a day, that leads to people feeling purposeless, feeling like there's nothing to life, no meaning, you know? So I don't know if I fully agree with the 5 hour being the cutoff, because when I had the most leisure time, when I tell you I was outside, I was doing everything. I was figuring it out. I was hanging out with friends. My time was used, and I was sleeping a lot as well. So, hey, John. Scott, you said my mood. Yeah, shroom saved me from myself. I started microdosing. Okay, well, look, Scott, as long as you're doing something that make you feel better, as long as because shrooms will definitely be supportive to your mood. So I'm glad. 16 more, thank you, baby. No, 5 hours of leisure time, high quality leisure time, which could look like hanging out with friends, talking to loved ones, being social, golfing, doing a sport, exercising, doing yoga, journaling, reading a book, studying something that you're interested in, any of those things. Katie Gaming, I'm having an okay day, baby. Just okay. We here. So that's just a little bit of a list. Most people don't understand gaming helps. Gaming is a form of leisure time. It's just, again, 2 to 5 hours a day. 2 to 5 hours a day. You don't understand American language? Lo siento. No sé. Como ayúdate. But, so, Scott said, I think quality is a key word there. 5 hours of nothing is definitely counterproductive. Hey, Pierre. Shout out to Pierre. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing today, babes? So, definitely leisure time, high quality, 5 hours, most likely, yeah, 10 out of 10. So, another one. This one says, even when doing leisure, if someone thinks it's unproductive, the brain doesn't allow full detachment. So, rest feels less refreshing. So, what's happening is because mentally, you're still attached to all the things that you got to do. You're still attached to thinking, I have to pay these bills. I got to get my car fixed. I got to clean this. I got to go pick the kids up. Your mind is not in the flow state of what high quality leisure time can do for you. And because you're not in that flow state, you're vibrating low still. High quality leisure time is supposed to increase your frequency. You said it's still exhausting. Shout out to you, BB. Okay, thank you, baby. So, okay. 16 Mo said, what's your favorite book to read and what's your favorite hobby? Right now, the book that I started reading is How Emotions Are Made. How Emotions Are Made is what I'm reading right now. My favorite book to read is always You Are Programmed. You can find that in the description below. On Amazon. That's my favorite book. I read it every night. Specifically, I read page 33. Okay, bye, Kelvin. Have a good day, baby. See you on the flip side. And my favorite hobby to do right now is journaling. I'm telling you, journaling is one of my favorite hobbies. For sure. I journal every night. I would like to do more high quality. I mean, journaling is high quality. Etymology. I tell you all the time, etymology, I love doing that. At one point, when I had a lot more free time, I really loved cooking new meals. So like I used to eat healthier when I was not as stressed out. I used to eat very healthy. So I would find new meals to make that was like sugar free, no GMOs, none of the extra additives. So that used to be one that I wish that I can get back. But to do that type of research and to stay like on top of that when it's not already ingrained in you is a little difficult for me, honestly. But there was a few meals that I used to make that I used to be like, oh, this is so good. And it used to be so healthy. When I tell you, like, it used to keep me full all day. But those are some of my that's an older hobby that I used to have. Do I follow the Psychology of Your 20s podcast? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, Katie. That's a podcast. It's called Psychology of Your 20s. So, there is a such thing as being satisfied through your leisure time, but it not being fulfilling. What I like to always compare this to is sugar. So I just talked about sugar and my eating habits in the past. So I know this for sure because it's the lifestyle that I lived. When you eat sugar, it will get you full, but then you'll get hungry quicker, right? You'll want more. You'll have a craving for more. But when you eat food that does not have sugars and all the extra additives, which is basically sugar and poison, what happens is you stay fuller longer and you're provided with the nutrition. You're not hungry. Your mind doesn't think, I mean, unless the sugar's still in your system, your mind is not thinking, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. But with sugar, even when you're full, sometimes you'll still have that indicator in your mind saying, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. So you tend to overeat when you eat like sugary foods. Versus when you eat non-sugary foods, you don't tend to overeat. You get full and you feel the fullness. It's like, it's not one of those, I feel the fullness and I'm like beyond full, like on Thanksgiving. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, I feel full. Your body signals it and boom, you don't care to eat anymore. You put on more fat too. Yeah, when you eat sugar, for sure. Okay, Katie Gaming, I'm gonna have to look into it. You said Caribbean, my lover woman who can cook. Okay, period, 16 more. So it's the same thing when it comes to some of the leisure experiences that you can have, honestly. So they had a study. It said comparing needs, fulfillment, and well-being during TV watching versus other leisure activities. So they found that watching TV can provide detachment, right, which is what a lot of people are seeking through most of their free time nowadays. Watching TV can provide detachment and relaxation, which is similar to other leisurely activities that people do. But the thing about it is that it fails to satisfy deeper psychological needs such as meaning, mastery, and affiliation. So that's why people sometimes rest but still feel restless or unfulfilled. So it's the same thing, you know, you are feeding yourself the things that what you feel like you need at that moment, but because it's not high quality, then you keep wanting more. That's why they always be like, just spend more money on the high quality stuff, because what happens is it lasts longer. So if you're interested in saving time, saving energy, saving money, you want to invest yourself in higher quality things that will not be a quick grab. You look like someone who can cuddle good. Okay. Love that for me. Scott, you said chasing dopamine instead of sustenance. Exactly what you said. And then 16, you said Caribbean man can cook. Shout out to the Caribbean man. So at the end of the day, like physical and more creative leisurely activities tend to be more give you long-term satisfaction and fulfillment, and it also produce more positive chemicals in your brain compared to, you know, watching TV, scrolling on your phone. A lot of times all we want to do is just provide healthier chemicals to our brain. That's really all that we need. It's a numbers game. It's not anything else. It's just give those chemicals to the brain. That's it. You said, not gonna lie, I prefer sleeping than watching TV. I feel my time passing away faster with TV, but my go-to is gardening and baking. Okay. Okay, I love that for you. Gardening and what type of gardening and baking? I don't think you're being too specific for me with somebody's name who says gaming. What type of gardening and baking? Let me know. Let me know. So basically what this is saying is get your ass up and do something. Get your ass up and do something. Okay? So there's a lot of studies that I've brought up. You ready for next one? So this one is called Use of Time and Energy on Exercise, Prolonged TV. Hey, Big Logic, how are you, friend? It says, compare days with prolonged TV watching to days with exercise. It found that days with exercise led to higher energy expenditure and probably more restorative rest. Passive TV days did not replenish energy in the same way. We all know that. We all feel that. Y'all know that when you go outside and you get them legs to rest, to work. You get them legs to work. You know that when you do that, you feel better. But the problem is, it's always the mindset before you get started, especially if that's not something that you're used to, where it's like, oh, shoot, I'm about to really do this. But then you get into it and you start getting it done, and it's like, okay, I'm happy I'm here. Then you get done, you're like, I'm happy I did that. Then the day starts all over again. You got to do that all again. So it's a lot of times it's the work towards getting to doing it that could be hardest. Overall, just understand that exercise is higher quality versus you sitting on that TV, sitting on that phone, lower quality. Scott said, meanwhile, all of us are staring at a screen, lol. And that's true. Now, mind you, this is something else that we got to realize. High quality is something that's going to support you in self-actualization. So these conversations that we be having is not no low vibrational conversations. These are conversations that's going to support you in manifesting a healthier life. When you get off this phone, you got information that's going to lead you to do better. You have been exposed to a level of awareness about a topic that you may not have really thought about before. That's what's going to happen now. You now have the information going in your mind. You now have the ability to choose what you want to do next time. Because now, before this, what was happening is you was coming home and you just thought, this is what I'm going to do. Now you like, oh, Meiana the Sage done came up here and she been talking about leisure time and that you need 2 to 5 hours a day. Now your brain gonna be rattling like, am I getting the 2 to 5 hours a day every single day? What am I doing in my 2 to 5 hours a day? What could I be doing? Do I want to be better? Do I want to be healthier? Do I want to have a better life? And then what you're gonna start doing is you're gonna start every single day. It's gonna be a new choice. You're gonna start choosing based off the information. Boom, boom, boom. 6 months to a year, because we sat here, have this conversation, your life may be completely different. So just because we on the phone don't mean it's low quality. Y'all know I be in class. My classes is on Zoom. There's a lot of people doing classes on Zoom. High quality information I'm receiving. You know? So it's always that thin line when it comes to high and low quality. And the way that you want to answer these questions is this restorative to me? Is this allowing me to self-actualize and learn who I am more? Is this allowing me to move closer to that which I want to be in this lifetime? That's how you're going to know which is really the best opportunity for you to do. You know, should I sit here on this couch and eat this baked potato with sour cream, cheese, shredded cheese, butter, salt and pepper, bacon bits, chilly and then watch this TV show and go to bed? Or should I get up and take a walk around the neighborhood? You know, it makes you think, doesn't it? I might still eat that baked potato after I take a walk around the neighborhood. You know, you do what you want to do. You said pastries. I do take good care of my garden. I got dandelions and some lily. Oh, you got a bonsai tree too? Oh, I love that for you. That's high quality leisure time, friend. I love that for you. That's beautiful. Oh, wow. I love that. That's really nice. That's really nice. But, let me see. So understand that during your leisure time, rest is not enough. Like we talked about dissociating, sitting down, just relaxing, taking a nap. That's not enough compared to actually getting up and getting active and doing a movement-based activity. Now, mind you guys, one thing that I've been really learning about for my own personal work, like doing work at my job, is the effects of movement-based activities on learning, especially literacy, right? Literacy and learning, because those are some things that I've been working on to support the kids that I work with. And movement-based activities support, I can't get too deep into it because I don't remember everything, but in summary, movement-based activities support the way that your brains connect to each other and how it processes information. And so just think about it. When we talk about leisure time, a lot of the time, one thing that we miss is that leisure time supports our brain in feeling rejuvenated, but it also allows information to process that we may have been thinking about throughout the day, or throughout some time that we just couldn't get. Y'all ever heard of those eureka moments where people are they've been really thinking about something, trying to figure it out, and then they're doing something completely opposite of what they were trying to do, and then it's just boom, it just came to them. It's kind of like that, when you have good quality, high quality leisure timing, when your mind is not focused on the day's woes, the week's woes, it allows your mind to process these things, and then life, things come to you a little bit better in those moments. So understanding that, okay, sometimes we do need rest, we need to sit down, but sometimes we really do, even when we're tired, we just need to get up and move our bodies. It also allows the lymphatic drainage, things like that. It allowed your body to regulate itself as well. It's a lot of things that happen when you just get up and move your body. So, think about how you're using your leisure time. Another one. Let me see. Hold up. Juggling everyday's adversities. So understand, rest is not the same as recovery, right? Unless it also includes meaning, mastery, or connection. So watching TV can relax you, but it often leaves a gap in purpose and emotional fulfillment. So what that means is rest allowed you to feel emotionally well and fulfilled. Turtle, you're funny. Sorry, I'm plugging my phone in right now, y'all. There we go. Your mindset matters. And understand that it's more about the quality of your leisure time than the quantity. It doesn't matter if you go ride bicycles, hang out with your friends, read 3 books, and do all this in one day. It really matters the quality of your leisure time. So remember, you just getting 5+ hours of leisure time, it can lead to you feeling purposeless. But if you really focus on a few things, whatever you need to do within that little bit of time, it will rejuvenate you and really prepare you to keep moving, keep going. So I wanted to talk about the cultural and social effects of leisure time and how different cultures see leisure time, because it's a very interesting topic. So I'm gonna try to break it down because I understand me, who I am, how I am. So if y'all are anything like me, you need something broken down. So they got individualism versus collectivism. Collectivism. Anywho, understand that in individualistic cultures, which is the U.S., Western societies, like it could be like Canada and stuff like that, they prioritize personal achievements, right? Productivity. We talked about that earlier. Self-reliance. Rest, leisure might feel secondary to the productivity that we are feeling like we need in our culture. Or even sometimes people may feel guilty or like they're indulging in this and it may feel unhealthy. This is for more Western individualistic. Individual meaning by yourself, individual meaning one, individual meaning by yourself. So a lot of times with these Western cultures like America, we have a it's on me mindset versus other cultures that have a collectivist mindset. They are more community oriented. You said there are some aspects of my job that I could consider leisure. I'm building mastery while doing something I find meditative. Oh, I love that. I love that a lot. That's amazing. So in collectivist cultures, the emphasis is on more of a community, like I just said. Family obligations, I think like Asian cultures, India, China, those type of cultures is what I think when I think of collectivist. Leisure might look different. So your leisure time may be shared with other people, possibly with more social leisure expectations, but also more pressure to prioritize group obligations, which can reduce discretionary leisure. Discretionary leisure meaning events that you do by yourself in your own free time without anybody really being with you. So that's how your culture can affect how you experience and, you know, do your leisure time. And it can also, when you think about that, that can cause limiting belief. You know, when you're in an individualistic culture like America, you may not, unless you know America's a melting pot. So you could be here, but still have the community oriented mindset, right? So just understand that it's a lot of layers to this that can happen, but understand that if you're an American, you could have a negative mindset about leisure time. It may not be as social as you could be. Versus if you come from a culture that has a more collectivist mindset, then what could happen is now you're not devoting enough leisure time that allows you to self-actualize because you are so focused on the community, the group, but you're not as focused on yourself. So there's pros and cons to how these different cultures can shape how you experience your leisure time and the limiting beliefs that you may have around it, or even the supportive beliefs that you may have around it. Either way, I would say look at your culture, look at what your community has taught you about how you spend your free time. You know, one thing that I saw online, and mind you, Indians is the Asian culture, but I saw online this guy talking about the different types of races and what type of cars they buy because he was a car salesman. And he basically was like, when Indians come in to buy a car, they'll come in with like 5 family members for just one person to buy a car. And you know, an average American, some might come with just like a couple of family members, like a dad or a mom or whatever. But finally, hey Venom, how you doing? Some may come with like a dad or a mom or whatever. But it welcome to the live, welcome to the chat, friend. I'm glad you made it. But you may have a completely different mindset about, you know, going out and buying a car. That's just me giving you an example of how some cultures, how they show up differently, right? Now, imagine if you have 5 people with you buying a car, you're going to have 5 people in your ear telling you about the type of car you buying. Versus if you go up there and you go and buy your own car, who gonna be in your ear except the car salesman? And if you do enough research, car salesman can't do nothing but give you the price and sell you the car, you know? And then you can haggle them and tell them to decrease the price because who the fuck paying for all that? You need to give me a discount. So Think about it, y'all. Think about it. It's pros and cons, because even with a group, you come with your group of families. Now you got people in the cars man ear telling them to decrease the price. You never know. Middle ground. It's good to see you too, Venom. I'm glad everybody's coming today. I'm glad to see everybody today. You said sometimes I got free time. My goal is 100%. I am beholden to no constructs but my own. Hey, DRK Vlogs. Hey, baby. Thank you. Now, Venom, mind you, Venom, we just talked about this. I know you just came in here, but we just talked about this. Science says, studies say, that every single day we need 2 to 5 hours of free time or leisure time. Less than 2 hours can cause burnout and stress. More than 5 hours can allow somebody to feel meaningless or purposeless. That's what the science says. I'm not the scientist, but I kind of agree. Like, I be needing more time. But the thing about it is that when you're a creative being, when you have all day to be leisurely, you get to creating. And oftentimes you create an income off of your creativity. So over time, maybe your leisure time becomes a way of income. Namaste. Namaste. Hey. Venom said, the science also says I'm burnt up like the sun's corona. Now, what science said that? You tell me that. What science said that? Then you might be burnt up. You might be burnt up. Thank you, DRK Vlogs. Thank you, baby. So, here's another one. So how you rest, or what counts as proper rest, can depend heavily on whether your culture sees time as an individual resource or as a shared social experience. Y'all feel me? Y'all with me? You know what I think about people who really do enjoy their leisure time in a collectivist mindset is Mexicans. Y'all ever hung out with Mexicans? Oh, baby, Mexicans will have a party every day. If they could, every Saturday, every Sunday. They play their music, they get to grilling, they get to cooking, and they be out partying until like 5 o'clock in the morning. If you want to see somebody who experiences their leisure time in a collectivist mindset, that's who be doing it. They really do, I'm telling you. My mom used to have a Mexican friend. She used to invite me to come over. I used to tell her, stop, I don't want her to come over here no more, because y'all don't never go to sleep. And I want to go to sleep while y'all still playing music at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's time to go to bed. Mind you, I was just a kid, but if y'all want to see somebody, go to talk to the Mexicans. They gonna be dancing, kiki, ha. They got the Coronas, whatever else they be drinking with the limes and the salt. They might have a pool. If not, they sitting somewhere in the chair, talking with their friends and family, having a good time in their leisure time. I'm telling you. That's a collectivist right there, I'm telling you. Scott, you said, in addition to culture, it also depends on if you're an extrovert or introvert. The former recharge in groups while the latter alone. Ooh, I like that perspective. We gotta think more about that. I'm gonna write that down. We gotta get more into that topic later. Never thought about it like that. Scott said, I'm married into a Latin family. I get it. LOL. No, for real. I'm telling you. They will do it for you. And it be with the family. They be having a good time with their family. I'm telling you. So. Oh, thank you, KD. I appreciate it. Now, mind you, I like these conversations because we bounce off of each other. Just like with Scott. He just said something and I said, ooh, we got to think more about this. We got to get into it some more. Oh, thank you, Stephen. Who is Stephen? Y'all know y'all be coming on here. Thank you for the Cash App, Stephen. And then y'all don't be having the same names. Oh, Venom. Thank you, Venom. Again, as always. I appreciate you, friend. Steven? What? Let me look at this. What? Now, why your mama do that to you? Because I know people be messing your name up all the time. Steph Curry messed up my name. What? Is that really true? So as soon as Steph Curry got famous, everybody started saying your name wrong. That's crazy. Well, shout out to you, Venom. I appreciate you, friend. What? Scott. Scott, I cannot. For Steven. That's funny. Let me see. Yeah, I feel like sitting down for a long time, like, it's something about sitting down for a long time on live that really just be, like, having me overthinking about sitting down for a long time. I don't know how people do it. It be people on live sitting down for, like, 3, 4, 5 hours. There's this one girl who I watch on live. I mean, I don't watch her lives like that. I watch her replays more often than her lives. Because she will be on live for 8 hours. That's a full-time job, baby. And y'all know one of my faves, Ashira. Leticia Padua. Baby, she be on live for like 3, 4, 5 hours. I be like, no breaks. No breaks. I'm like, how are y'all doing this? What's going on? Teach me the secrets, cause like, y'all see I got my two liquids right here. Baby, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna have to, I don't know. But you know what? Every day is a learning day. Then I'm talking about that's nap time. How long are my sessions? What you mean, like being on live? I'm usually on live for about 1.5 hours. Sometimes 2. Yeah, Katie Game. I'm telling you, that's a long time. I'm like, how do you do it? I get it with Leticia Padua, my girl. You know, she a stay-at-home mama. You know, she ain't got nothing else to do. She got her businesses, but her businesses thrive on social media. So, like, she just get on social media. This is, like, her working. But, like, other people, I'd be like, dang. How many followers? I think she got, like, 14, 15K. She makes really good content. I'm not going to sit up here and, like, the content is good. So, cannot lie. I like her content for sure. No, for real. And she has a full-time job as well, mind you. This lady also has a full-time job. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she does it. If you ever want to watch her videos, her name is Rome in Romy. Romy. I like her. I like her videos too, but I just don't know how she be on live all day. So, mind you, we were just talking about the Mexicans. You said that's probably what I'm gonna be doing when my followers multiply like rabbits. Maybe it depends. It depends. I'm working myself up to it. Not 8 hours. 8 hours is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. 8 hours is crazy. But maybe I could work myself up to a 3-hour live is what I'm trying to do, especially since I'm not going live every single day. I want to see if I can work myself up to a 3-hour live. I've definitely done it before with tarot. But me just sitting up here talking to y'all, like, it's different than me pulling cards and talking about the cards and then talking to a different person every time. Like, it's more engaging. This, I'm telling you guys, we're still having a conversation, but it's different, you know? So I've definitely done 3-hour lives before. It was just with different things I was doing. You said my ex is Mexicana. Dated her for 5 years and some change. Party all the time. I'm telling you, if you know who's gonna be partying all the time, Mexicans, Nigerians, specifically Nigerian men. Mexicans, Latin people, Nigerian men. If they speak Spanish, they probably like to party. No, I'm being funny now. I'm being funny now. But you said family all over the time, very spiritual. Is there? I depend. Okay, so like is there independence? Yes, and Caribbeans too. Caribbeans like to party. Now that I think about it, Caribbeans, Latin people. What was the other one I said? Nigerian men specifically. So one thing about it is we talked about the cultures, right? So they have a such thing as indulgence versus restraint and leisure. Sorry, thumb too big for Android keyboard. You good, Booski. So one example of a high indulgent culture, high indulgence, meaning they enjoy indulging in their leisure, is Latin America. Yep. Another one is Nordic countries are parts of Africa. Okay, look. I'm telling you. So leisure and enjoyment are socially acceptable and even celebrated. Just like Venom said, is their independence is celebrated. And people are more likely to spend time on fun, relaxation, vacations, and hobbies without guilt. So those are cultures who have more, they are okay with indulging in leisurely activities more often. Leisure is often woven into daily life. So, you know, like Spain or siestas in Spain. Those like parties. And then they said Denmark is an example, like Haiji. I never heard that. Hij. Never heard of that. They own their leisure time as sacred. Interesting. So it's very interesting to see how different cultures really do change how you experience leisure time. I want to put this out here. Just because you are in a culture whose leisure time is not indulgent, or that may not be the type of leisure time that you feel is supportive to who you are or who you're becoming, does not mean you are stuck. You have a choice. You can choose what you want to do with your life. What happens is now you are aware of what your culture may have taught you about leisure time, or your family or your friends, and now you can make a decision if those beliefs are supportive to the type of leisure time that you want to have for yourself. I don't mind being like the Mexicans. If I could have people who I hung out with and had a good time with and party with, and I like, or actually I'm not the type of person who want to party all day, every day. I'm sorry. I need rest. But somebody's out there who wants to do that. So if you are that type of person, I hope you figure it out and find your community. Now, mind you, low indulgence, so more restraints. They have more restraint in leisure experiences. Those type of cultures. Examples are like East Asia, right? Eastern Europe, and some developing economies. So those have strong social norms emphasized on duty, hard work, and self-control. It's a spectrum, y'all. It's not that everybody's just indulgent versus restraint. There are people who fall in the middle, right? So understand that if you have that culture that tells you you have to have duty to your family, you have to work hard, you have to have self-control, the way that you experience your leisure time may be different. You know, it may be more restraint. In leisure time, Scott is a hoot. Well, if you married to a Latina, that's exactly what you're gonna do, baby, because she gonna be cleaning up, cooking, and taking care of the kids all at one time, and then y'all gonna go to the party every day on the weekends, and baby, you ain't gonna have no time to sleep. So you have a good time, you know, enjoy it. At least she gonna be cooking you some good food. So so with the restraint cultures, leisure may be seen as frivolous, unproductive, or selfish if done excessively. I imagine somebody reading a comic book and maybe like their Asian dad comes in there and they snatch the book out their hand and they say, "You need to be a doctor. How is this book helping you be a doctor? Study for your doctor quizzes." You know, that's like something that Asian people, I've heard that just recently, that on a podcast that I was listening to, this guy was just talking about, you know, how a lot of Asian parents instilled in their children that the only way is to be successful is to like be a doctor. So you imagine if your parents are consistently instilling that in you, how you view your self-worth, especially when you're relaxing. If it's not pertaining to you becoming successful, is that really an enjoyable time? John said Nigerians too. Exactly. So, but it's a Nigerians still be partying though. Like Asian people, they might, you know, like the Chinese New Year's and stuff. Nigerians, they be outside. I know. So they not as restrained. I'm telling you, Nigerians not as restrained. They may have that cultural similarity of get to the bag, but they're a little bit indulgent as well. They closer to indulgent than restraint. You say if you view yourself as a doctor, you have multiple personality traits at work. What you mean when you say that, Venom? What you mean? So another one that says, even when people take leisure, they may feel guilty or shame, which undermines the restorative effect. So again, those limiting beliefs telling you that this is not enough, this is not okay, this is not what I should be doing. Even when that is actually something that's going to be supportive to your health, those beliefs, mind you, the beliefs, the thoughts in your mind are contradicting you being able to be at peace. You said charity, intelligence, as well as other traits and characteristics. Oh, like the other personality traits would be, if they are doctors, then also charity, intelligence, and other characteristics. Okay. So again, understand how your culture can definitely shift how you experience your leisure time, and if you feel like you're okay with it, or if you're really satisfied with indulging in the leisure time. You know, it has psychological effects on you, just like how I just told you with this not okay. That's a psychological effect, meaning it's all in your head. Life is a neutral event every day. You create meaning based off of what you learned through your consistent experiences, right? You said, who are you inside is who you are outside. Exactly. That's a psychological experience of life. What you are inside is what you are outside. So, you know, you internalize these beliefs that you've received from your culture. You know, if society views fun as wasteful, individuals adopt that belief. So if you around people who keep telling you you're wasting your time, even though you're doing something that really provides true self-actualization and peace and fulfillment, you're going to have conflicting beliefs. That's called cognitive dissonance, which is a lot of people's reason why they're not able to manifest the life that they want for themselves, because they have contradicting beliefs within them. One saying, I want to be this, versus one saying, I want to be this, or I should be this. This is how it's supposed to be, but this is who I feel my best at, right? So think about it when you experience your leisurely activities. Are you at peace with these activities? Do you feel like this is okay? These are things that you have to get to the bottom of, because you shouldn't be there. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You do whatever you want to do. But it's not as supportive if you're sitting there down on yourself when you could be really experiencing this to the best possibility. You say you are probably charitable, absorbent to books, friendly, sociable, fashionable. Oh, you know me so well. I am the fashionista. No, I'm building the wardrobe. I think that once I become the cool aunt, I am already the cool aunt for sure. But I think next year when that degree hits, baby, the cool aunt gonna be on her. Don't play with her. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. It ain't got to be the degree, because life worked out in amazing ways. So it may be next month, because I'm gonna go shopping regardless. I'm gonna go get some new clothes. So Venom said also arrogant. LMAO, a little bit. Y'all look, a little bit. Venom, if you talking about me a little bit, I can't help it. If you knew where I came from, you would understand why. I'm gonna always step on these hoes' necks, and I'm gonna always be proud of myself, because I just be like, look who I am today. Life is amazing. Hold up. I'm missing some stuff. I don't know that I agree with that, Venom. I think we should strive for it, but I don't think it comes naturally to everyone. Okay, now I'm getting lost in the conversation. I don't know what's going on. You said becoming a doctor is not an easy path. Okay. Jared, maybe Venom wasn't talking to me. I don't know what's going on anymore. Hey, Jared, how are you, friend? So, okay, back to what I was saying. When these type of people who feel like, you know, they believe that leisure is not, they have limiting beliefs around their leisure time and how they experience it. Especially, you know, you come from a collectivist mindset, and you're doing leisure time by yourself. You may have limiting beliefs that says, I should be with these people. I should be trying to figure out something to help these people. I need to be people instead of self, right? So it may be hard to really sit within yourself when you're by yourself, when you come from a collectivist mindset. But you know, when these type of people finally rest, they cannot detach from the life that's going on around them. So they're still attached to the obligations and responsibilities. And the whole point of leisure time is that I have no obligations. I have no responsibilities. I can just sit in this flow mode and just be and flourish and self-actualize in whatever way. Scott said, I should be being productive. Exactly. That's a limiting belief for some people when they're in leisure time, because you don't realize that you are producing still. You're just not aware of what you're producing, right? Which is rejuvenating yourself. Jared said, I always find free time for myself. Ooh, I love that. Even though I'm busy at times. Ooh. Okay. So when you're not able to fully detach while you're having leisure time, the brain stays in alert mode and rest feels unsatisfying. So we want rest to feel satisfying. So if you have these beliefs, really acknowledge them, journal about them if you can, talk about them, and try to figure out if these beliefs are supportive to you or are they unsupportive. You know a belief is unsupportive when you feel like this. You know a belief is supportive when you feel like, you know? So, you know a belief may not be that supportive if it's like, that means you could find a better belief to have. You know? That's, you know. Understand that in more restraint cultures, meaning that, you know, they're not as indulgent, they're not experience leisure time as much as, you know, like a Latin versus an Asian culture. Seeing others work harder can trigger shame about taking a break. So imagine this, your mama in your ear, your daddy in your ear saying, look, your cousin Reginald just got that degree. Look, Patricia, our neighbor's daughter, Patricia, is moving to America with her husband that she just married. Oh, look, Albert just got a new job and a raise. So you got these people in your ear telling you all this stuff. Now you can't experience your leisure time because what's happening is now you like, oh, I should be ashamed of myself. I need to be productive, like Scott said. And boom, what happened to your free time? It's no longer free. You are stuck in the chains of slavery of work and productivity. That's not how life should be. Now, at one point, we was walking around naked with leaves, eating leaves and berries on a floating rock in the middle of space. No one had anything to say. And now, productivity is the devil. No, I'm playing. But, you know, the limiting beliefs about it is. So, hey, Miss Bloomy, baby. How are you, baby? So, at the end of the day, oh, thank you, baby. I got these at Windsor's. Windsor. So, leisure that aligns with cultural values. So, like, you know, being family-oriented leisure time, and which is in a collectivism culture like India or Asia, any Asian cultures most of the time. These feel legitimate while individual leisure may feel selfish, right? So like Americans, we may have more selfish, individualist leisure experiences. So just understand that rest is just personal. It's not cultural. You know, just because you're getting some rest, it doesn't mean that you are, you know, you are a disappointment to your family. Leisure is a form of rest and rejuvenation. And your energy recovery depends not only on what you do, but also what you believe about doing it, right? So just because you're going out and experiencing these high quality leisure experiences such as journaling, hiking, swimming, golfing, playing board games with your friends and family, just because you're experiencing these high quality leisure experiences does not mean that you're actually receiving the rejuvenation that you need. If in the back of your mind you're saying, this is not okay, this is not okay, this is not okay, this is not okay, right? So, you know, really think about your beliefs around leisure, because this is what's going to allow you to really experience the positive effects of what leisure, of how it affects us, period. Understand cross-cultural coaching or content should remind people your rest is valid. Okay, so that's what I'm here to do for you guys, is let you know that leisure time is important. That's why I want to help you transition with leisure. Transition through the phases of life with leisure. It's so important. You know, you may feel guilty based off of some of the things that you were raised around. You know, I think another thing about productivity is if you came from poverty. If you come from poverty, leisure time can also probably be a little harder for those type of people, especially if you've achieved a lot. If you're an overachiever, if you're an achiever in general, leisure time can be difficult sometimes if you are not aware of its true benefits. You may feel like, I could be doing something with this to make money. You know, that productivity is coming in again. So don't allow the mindset of productivity to take away from you experiencing leisure. Be okay with how productive you are within the confines of when you're supposed to be productive. So, i.e. at work. Whatever you do at work, keep it at work. Don't take it home. If you are finding that you cannot get the work done within your work hours and you are dedicating the whole day to get it done, then that's when you need to start asking for help. Because once you take away from your leisure time, which again, we're supposed to have 2 to 5 hours a day. Once you're taken away from your 2 to 5 hours of leisure time, then it's decreasing your mental health and your well-being. So, you know, put yourself first. Understand that we're not here to, on a floating rock in the middle of space, to work. We're here to self-actualize and to expand in our energy. Excuse me, y'all. And to connect and to exchange information. Okay, shout out to Miss Bloomy. Shout out to you. We love us an intelligent queen. Jerry, you say you always keep your mind strong. That's why you look so healthy. Oh, thank you. I'm a Gemini. So, you know, I'm always thinking, as soon as I wake up, my thoughts are just do. So, you know. Scott, you said leisure/work balance is rough with me being on call as much as I am. What'd you say you do? Because Scott, I think you told me you got tattoos, but I don't think you told me you was a tattoo artist. So let me try to remember. What did you do? I don't remember. Okay, get the laundry done. Get the laundry done. Stay safe, friend. Stay focused. Also, you know, I don't know anything much about being on call. That sounds like a doctor. That sounds like PRN type of situation, medical field, something like that. Lawyer, I don't know. Tattoo artist, maybe. But sometimes you have to still prioritize that leisure time, but still be on call, period. You outside on the golf court, somebody call you, okay, I gotta go. Boom. Now you still prioritize yourself and you can still be on call. Come here, son. Say hi. Oh, HVAC. Okay. You said not anywhere as near as interesting. It's necessary. It's a necessary trade in business for sure. The tradesmen rule the world. You fix infrastructure. Exactly. So that's a very important job. If it wasn't for you, because what they call that? They called it during the pandemic, primary jobs or something. Is a jobs that are necessary. And if we didn't have these jobs, the world would end. So your job is necessary for sure. So understand what feels indulgent in one culture may feel like the bare minimum in another. So it's all about perspective. And your culture definitely does create the way you perceive leisure time. So you wish you could find a wife like me? Manifest it. There's somebody out there like me. It's somebody out there. They may even be better than me. I be watching this girl on TikTok. I just follow her on TikTok. And she like does like herbs. And she like mixes herbs. Those are the type of people who I like. Women who are like herbalists. Go get you a woman that's a herbalist. She gonna always make sure you okay. Go get you a woman that do something like that. Who garden. I don't garden. But I think that women who garden are amazing women. So let's talk more about it. You pray for quality. Okay, I love that. Yes. This is what we're doing. We manifest in healthy marriages. That's going to be the next thing that we do. That's going to be the next topic, especially since everybody keep talking about me getting married. We're going to manifest a healthy marriage for everybody. Let's have that conversation next month or maybe in a couple of months. Maybe around New Year's Eve. You want to get down? Let's see. I'll let y'all choose the next topic since I chose this topic. You're a trade man too? Shout out to all the trade men. Shout out to y'all. So, again, when we talk about cultures, kind of like a supervisor. Okay, what you do? Construction? Okay. So your relationship with time, which is another thing that we're definitely going to talk more about as we have these conversations. Your relationship with time is going to dictate your relationship with leisure, how you experience your leisure. So we're going to talk a lot more about people's relationship with time because, like, in America, which is where I am, we rush. We're impatient. Baby, traffic, baby. People be zooming through traffic in big cities. We be like, get us to where we need to be, you know? So your relationship with time is going to say a lot about your relationship with leisure. So again, we're going to get into it in the future. Not as much today, but just a little bit, right? So they have a such thing as Hofstede's time orientation, which is long-term versus short-term in regards to time, right? So it has both cultural and psychological outcomes. Culture, meaning the people you was raised around, what y'all value. So we have an Indian culture, an American culture, Chinese culture, a Mexican culture. Each one of those are completely different. And you see the difference in their values based on how the society is. Those stuff, friend. What you mean? What you mean, Jared? So people who are more focused on long term, you didn't miss much, friend. People who are more focused on long term oriented cultures, they value patience, perseverance, thrift planning, and resilience. You know what I think about thrift planning? People who I think about thrifting, I think about the Asian fathers who are like the Indian, Pakistani fathers who are always trying to get a deal. They like, give me a discount. How much you gonna take off? That's what I think about. So when you compare these type of cultures, people who are more focused on the long-term orientation of things, you'll think more of the mindset about leisure is more on rest is often justified as an investment in your future well-being. So like East Asian countries. I'm always on point. East Asian countries framing sleep, right? Versus healthy eating or meditation as strengthening you for future success. So it's not that you are just going to sleep because you want sleep. You're going to sleep because sleep is helping you to have a better day tomorrow, right? It's not that you're just eating healthy. That's why they say long-term oriented cultures. It's not that you're just eating this healthy food. You're eating this because this is going to give you more energy for tomorrow. You're not just exercising. You're doing this because you're going to be stronger in the future. So when you think about your leisure experiences, is this going to be a short-term experience with your leisure, or is this going to have long-term effects for you? Sleep is sort of a workspace. What you mean? Workspace. Stop sign. No. I know a lot of y'all don't be on TikTok. Y'all don't be knowing what I be talking about when I say these TikToks. But you know, when you're more focused on long-term orientation, you're thinking more about strengthening yourself for the future, for your future success. You know, activities like education, skill building, hobbies, or structured rest, like yoga, tai chi, meditation retreats, are seen as productive leisure because they prepare you for the future. So again, it's in the mindset of productivity. But when you're thinking about it, if you want to be so productive, if it's so hard for you to be productive, right, and enjoy, I mean, if it's hard for you not to feel productive and really enjoy your leisure, think about it. I'm giving you a mindset shift. Think about it as if I am doing this leisurely activity because I am being productive and it's going to benefit me like this, right? Yeah, things get done in dreams. Then they present themselves in work. Oh, and woke spaces. Oh, you said woke space. Interesting. You know what's so funny? Dreams are starting to be one of those things for me that is like coming to be like a funny thing for me. Like, I can't control my dreams at this point in my life. When I have more leisurely time, I would get more into like lucid dreaming. But I'm just not in the mindset where I have that. And so I don't be focusing on it as much. I really don't focus on it at all, honestly. But I still have my dreams regardless. And a while ago, because I think about my dreams, even if they happen like a year ago, some dreams I'll remember, you know, and I'll keep in mind. But like a year ago, when I first met my neighbor, and mind you, I told y'all this story. When I first met my neighbor, I used to sleep more in take naps in my living room. And I had to stop taking naps in my living room because I just would have some of the wildest dreams about my neighbor, and I really didn't know her at the time. But one of the dreams that I had was the police outside. And then come to find out a year later, a couple of weeks ago, the police was outside just like in my dream. So like little stuff like that always amazes me, how my dreams come into fruition. And like even I had a dream about somebody. And when they walked past me, their head was down like in a shameful way. Mind you, this person, every time they walk past me, they always saying my name. Like they be like, They get so excited to see me. I be like, oh my God. So for me to have this type of dream where, you know, they were like walking past me in shame, I was like, that's interesting. And so some things happen. Why do it look like that? What you mean? What's the silver lining mindset? Why did you look like that? I don't know what you mean, Ben. So like, okay, so with this person who was in my dream, they had the way that they used to like always be like, is someone behind you? Okay, Venom. I'm not about to play with you. It might be some spirits behind me, you know, at this point, I don't know. But literally, oh, why did I look that way? No. I heard the door close. I think my neighbor just walked out the door and slammed the door or something. That's why I looked that way. I was like, what? No, but that's why I look that way. If you ever see me looking this way or like looking out the window, it's because I'm being nosy. So, but anywho, so in real life, this person has not been like as friendly as they used to be. And then they had made a comment. I was like, I hope you have a good day. And they said to me, they said, what they say? It's that line from Friday. They was like, what the frick is that line from Friday? Why you always lying, Craig? Something like that. You ain't gotta lie. That's what he said. That's what they said. Like, you ain't gotta lie, Craig. So stuff like that be making me laugh. Because I just be like, life is so interesting. The things that I dream about. He said, I try and point out the upside in terrible situation. Oh, silver lining. Oh. No, Scott. Now, Scott, you are a hoot. I'm not about to mess with you, Scott. You're funny. But no, that's a good mindset to have. You know, not being stuck in the low vibrational of, oh my God, what could have been, you know, things that you can't help. So if that's what's helping you keep your energy high, your frequency high, like, fuck it, that's what you do, you know? You're not hurting nobody. It's not hurting nobody to have that type of mindset. So even with people who have a more long-term oriented mindset, you know, even the things that they do for themselves that may be more leisurely, like vacations, may be planned more with the mindset of personal growth, enrichment, our family legacy. So someone who plans a vacation to go see the Great Walls of China versus someone who plans to go to a vacation to the beach. You know, you get one vacation a year. You decide to go to China and go look at the Great Walls and go study Asian culture versus going to the beach and just laying around. You want to come to the U.S.? Come to the U.S. Manifest it. He's now shift supervisor at a Worm Chow. Now, Scott. I ain't about to play with you. So those are people who may have a more long-term oriented mindset when it comes to how they spend their leisure time. They want to invest that and make sure that they profit from it. And so, you know, there are psychological effects that come from you having that mindset about leisure. So some people may tolerate less frivolous fun. They may see it as a waste of time. They may see going to the beach and laying in the sand all day as wasting your time, right? So this is their relationship with time. They feel like time should be invested. Time should be used to be doing something, productivity, right? So unless that you going to the beach is framed as beneficial, they're gonna be like, I ain't want none of that. You know, they have high motivation to delay gratification, and that means rest only feels valid only if it can be rationalized. So they're thinkers, logical. They want to rationalize everything. So, you know, if you're one of those people, you know, you can try to reframe your leisure time as I am being more productive, but also understand that it's okay to just sometimes sit and not do nothing, you know? So, my sis says wonderful things about St. Thomas and St. Martin. Making music, okay. Okay. But you know, if you're creating, like, you may be learning something from that music that may be causing your brain to connect things that you never connected before that may not be the least productive. You're producing something. You're creating music. That's producing. So we've been on live for an hour and a half. Let's see if we can make another 30 minutes. Because we can do 2 hours. We can do 2 hours. Let's try it. Another 30 minutes. We got this. Red, you ready? You ready, son? Okay, he's ready. Venom, you said, I love using my leisure time to improve my world experiences, like watching YouTube lives. Oh. So let's talk about short-term oriented cultures. Mind you, these are cultural mindsets that some people have with time, their relationship with time. So, you know, if it's more short-term, their core values are quick results, tradition, living in the moment, saving face, immediate rewards. They want it quickly. Ooh, Venom. So with this mindset, these people, mind you, this is a spectrum. Remember, it's a spectrum. Not all of them fit in one box. But with this short-term oriented mindset about leisure and your time, leisure may be seen as a reward after hard work. Okay, I just worked. I just went to work all day. Now, let me just have some leisure time. Not something that exists for its own sake. So I feel like I have a more short-term oriented mindset in general because leisure time is not something that is in my day. It's not something that I 100% invest in. But I'm working on myself, and this is why this is my brand, because this is the foundation of what I believe is the right thing to do. I was not raised in this mindset, but I know that this is the way that I want to move towards and grow. So I want to grow this. So I love it. You know, vacations are more focused on fun activities, tend to be focused on immediate pleasure and enjoyment and social bonding. It's in the mindset of you only live once. YOLO. YOLO, you only live once type of mindset. So rest may be undervalued if it doesn't lead to tangible short-term outcomes like visible productivity at work. And then the psychological effects of someone who has a short-term oriented mindset when it comes to leisure, meaning they're more focused on timing of let me do this now, let me get this now. Someone with a more long-term oriented mindset is let me do this now, it's an investment, and I'll reap the benefits later. Someone with a short-term mindset may feel guilty about resting if they believe it's delaying visible progress. So if it feels like, okay, I'm resting, I'm not getting what I want, let me get up and let me go get it, right? They may also have the mindset of being more susceptible to burnout cycles. So they're on go, go, go. Then they're burnt out, and then they do it again. Go, 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 burnt out, right? Because they're not really getting the adequate amount of leisure time in their day-to-day life. 2 to 5 hours. Less than 2 hours, you'll feel burnt out. More than 5 hours, you may feel purposeless. So, you know, people who have a more short-term mindset in regards to leisure time, they're going to be more susceptible, meaning that they're going to feel more burnt out more often than someone who has a more long-term mindset, because leisure isn't protected. It's not framed within their daily schedule, and it feels more like something that you deserve after achievements. Scott, you said. Thank you, Jared. Scott said, wake, run, work, traffic, run, clean, cook, smoke, maybe leisure, sleep, repeat. Running is leisure. Running is leisure. Smoking is leisure. If you running every day, baby, that's a leisure time right there. Because who chooses to run? I'm not one of them people who choose to run. I used to run track, but that was for social activities. But getting up and run, I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it. Not Venom said I was drawn to Meiana's face. And in her content second, y'all are who? Superficial for a moment, but she dropped more wisdom gems than I expected, especially reading my scope. I'm truly grateful for her. Aww. You run because of your dog. Oh, so it's responsibility. Your dog be running you? That's what it sounds like. Your dog be running you, you just be running after it. So no leisure time. So Scott, you have a short-term mindset when it comes to leisure as well. Her name is Blueberry. Oh, how cute. What type of dog is it? Oh, wait, you said same. Look, I'm reading it. See, sometimes my mind just be all over the place. But these are two different responses. What type of dogs y'all have? But Venom, you be running because of your dog too? Maybe I need to get a dog. Maybe not. Australian cattle dog, aka Blue Heeler. Let's look it up. I got to see a visual. Oh, how cute. You know, when I see this type of dog right here, I think modern day male who drives like a Subaru type of car, Subaru or a hatchback. I see somebody who wears like cuffs, like they may like wear khakis with like cuffs. They definitely drink like coffee or something like that, like Starbucks type of guy. I don't know, it's just giving me like, don't you trust I just see someone who's like, you know, I see khakis. I see like, what's the word? I see like liberal. When I think of this dog, I think of a liberal. You know, someone who's like, I have LGBTQ friends, maybe. Cute dog. What's the other one, y'all? Pit Mix Rescue. Aww. You rescued a dog? How cute. Aww. First of all, I be seeing all the pit bull owners on the TikTok, and they be like, so this is the animal that y'all think is like bad and mean and gonna kill you. And then the dog be like just so cute, like laying on them like a baby. It'd be so cute. Audi S4. Okay, Audi, I love me an Audi. You said Carhartt Rockstar. I don't know what that one is. That's my type of car, Audi. That's definitely a country dog, girl. That's a country dog? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just telling y'all what I think. Searching for the one to get a child. What? Jared, what that got to do with the dogs? They look like a red nose, blue. Oh, so you said it's, look, I don't know nothing about dogs. So you said a blue nose. This a blue nose? Is that what that is? How do you know? How do you know which one is which? These blue nose, they all are gray. So what? Blue nose are gray? They herd cattle. Oh, so the other one. Okay. Scott said, baby, get it right. Oh, so you know about a coat? That gray bluish? Oh. I heard pit bulls are expensive. They expensive. But you said you rescued it, so you didn't have to pay for it. Jared over here talking about some other stuff. Y'all are hoots. It's different bloodlines? Very interesting. I don't know nothing about dogs, y'all. I used to have a dog. His name was Prince. He was bad as hell. He broke the fence. And he would used to break the fence of my fence, our fence, and then the neighbor's fence. And he would go visit the dog two houses down. And I used to have to go to the neighbor's house. And go get him. And he would never want to leave. And then I used to try to give him a bath. He broke the nozzle of the bathtub because he was so big. He was bigger than me. He was taller than me. I'm telling you, dog was big as hell. And then he used to chew my shoes, and he chewed my game controller, so I didn't have a controller no more. Yeah, it didn't end too well, unfortunately. It wasn't my fault. So I can't tell you the rest of the story because it's not a good ending. But yeah, I did used to have a couple of dogs. Said then get you a doodle. A doodle like the hot dogs. Like the dogs that look like a hot dog. He said, can you have my cat? No, this is my emotional support animal. We be emotionally supporting each other. Red, stay up here so you can say hi to the live. Can you look at the live with your eyes? This is my son, y'all. It's my baby. So maybe one day when I own a house, I'll get me a dog. But my cat gonna run the dog. He gonna be in charge of the house. He gonna be the leader of the house. And all the animals gonna listen to him because he the oldest. Not John talking about Panther Paw. You got a lot of nicknames, baby. Did you know that? You got a lot of nicknames. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some more examples about cultures that have more of a long-term orientation versus short-term orientations. So Japan and China, they have more of a long-term orientation, right? So leisure is often tied to future growth, after-school classes for kids, structured fitness. Okay, I'll let you get down. Long vacations are less common, but when taken, they may involve cultural enrichment. So these are the type of communities, cultures that are like, if you gonna be doing leisure, you gonna get something out of it. Or this is not what we doing. That's why they snatching the comic books away. Because what this comic book gonna do for you. Now, mind you, when you know, it depends on also where you live. Because if you're Asian, but you live in America, you may have a completely different mindset because your culture, like let's say you're Asian American and you're like second generation. You may not have that to be as strong because now you're in you were one culture within a subset of cultures, you know. Things change when you change your environment. Also, the U.S. is a mixture. We talked about it being a spectrum. U.S. is a mixture of both long-term and short-term orientation. So with the U.S., vacations are short, mind you, it's because we need to be more productive. We got to get to the bag, right? Leisure is often commodified as work hard, play hard. We have quick weekends, right? We have quick weekend getaways. We have month-long, you know, we don't usually do month-long retreats, right? Because most people who are working in America are more focused on getting to the bag. A lot of people in America, they have the mindset of, oh, this society is, you know, falling, everything's going wrong, we hate the president, life is terrible here, prices are high, look how much the eggs are. You know, that's the mindset that you'll see on the news. Now, does that mean that in real perspective that's really what's happening? No, that's just what's being put out in the news. Sometimes we have to do our own research before we just believe everything. Yeah, Scott said most people can't afford a month off. And so when I say that not everything is true, I'm not saying that that's not true. Mind you, let me reiterate. I'm not saying things like that are not true. But, you know, there are certain things that, you know, you listen to the news in America, a lot of times what they're doing is just reinforcing some of the beliefs that's keeping you stuck in the mindset of, I can't get out of this, right? So when you start shifting from the mindset of, I can't get out of this, let me work hard, play hard, to let me invest in myself, let me invest in my leisure time, let me prioritize my leisure time, is going to shift how you show up in your day-to-day world. So When it comes to Latin America, we talked about that earlier too. They have more of a short-term oriented mindset when it comes to leisure time. So leisure is tied to social connection, enjoyment, and community celebrations. So they have more immediate joy over future calculations. They're not thinking about, okay, we spend 8 hours dancing and singing, drinking Coronas, and on this grill together. What we gonna do 2 days from now when all of us, you know, still lit, you know? So just think about what your culture is teaching you about leisure time. I'd also think, like, you know, you have some people who, let's say they're Hispanic, they come from a Hispanic household, but they view how their family spends their leisure time as negative, right? Like, let's say you get a Hispanic person who's like, oh, all they do is party all day, and then they are resentful to their leisure time and experience it in that way. Now they may, because they're coming from that resentment mindset, they may go and prioritize productivity. So there's a lot of ways that you can create limiting beliefs about leisure time. Just think about it. Just because Latin Americans may have a more short-term leisure oriented mindset when it comes to how they experience their leisure does not mean that that is a negative thing, right? That actually shows their values, and it also shows the uniqueness of that culture. They wouldn't be who they are if it wasn't for those values, how they express those values. Let me see what y'all talking about. Okay, Jared. Rhythm, you said, unfortunately, I have to go. I'll watch you later to pick up them Mimi gems. Okay, Mimi, I love that. Thank you. Thank you, friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good night, Venom. Have a good night, Scott. Yeah, don't ever miss a live. GR. Hey, GR. How are you? How are you doing, friend? So, at the end of the day, when you think more about long-term oriented cultures, those are people who say we got to invest our time wisely in order for us to experience this leisure time. The rest is more strategic, more logical. It's about keeping the machine of your body, mind, and all those things working for future output versus the short-term oriented communities and cultures have more of a rest is reactive. It comes after exhaustion or is used for immediate fun. So you see that when you look at how people spend their leisurely time, you also see their values. With a more long-term oriented culture like Asia, right? Their values are more on being successful, you know, status, ambition, all those, versus people who have more short-term oriented leisurely experiences. Their values are more on fun, community, enjoyment, right? So you have to really meet in the middle and say, how can I both invest wisely in my leisure time and enjoy it? I say focus on your passions and your skills, right? Focus on your passions and your skills. If you're a woodworker, go woodwork. If you are very interested in marine biology, you go study the marine biology in your free time, because that's both a passion and a skill. And as you build those up together, you're investing in your self-actualization, which in turn will invest in your community around you. Go study that language that you're so interested in. Go study fashion designing. Go study makeup and beauty. Go study, what can men study? Woodworking. Financial intelligence, maybe? Depends on how you view it. Some people may see that as an obligation. Some people may see that as a leisurely experience. It's up to you. It's a fine line. Hello, Jason. How are you? You said, now, Jared. Jared, friend, this is the WhatsApp. The YouTube is the WhatsApp, friend. Jay said, go study something, LOL. You know, it got to be something that you're interested in. It got to be something that you're interested in. So these are things that you need to think about when we're thinking about how you're spending your leisure time, how your culture may have defined your leisure time, so that you can get into a happy medium on how you're experiencing your leisure time. Let's see what's next. What's the next conversation? So it's a lot to talk about with this. We don't have to talk about all of this though. We can finish some more tomorrow. Where's my book? And that's why you said ha ha ha, cause you playing. That's why you said ha ha ha, cause you playing. That's why you said ha ha ha, cause you're playing. You're not about to get this book, Jason, cause you playing. Where's my email? Where's my email, Jason? Where's the email address, Mister? I don't have an email. Let me know. I ain't about to play with you. You let me know where that email is. I'll let you know where that book is. Mind y'all, I sent all the books out Friday. So most of the people should be getting their books within today, tomorrow. You gotta email me, baby. Email me. Email me. My email is in my description on YouTube. So like, if you go to YouTube, right? We open a YouTube. You go YouTube, you go to the channel. And actually, you don't even have, you know what you need to do, Jason? What you need to do is go to my website. When you go to my description, go to my website. If you don't have an email, click on the website. Once you get to my website, you'll go right here, click on the two lines, go to about, go to contact. On this, you'll be able to go scroll down. Hold up, wrong page. Oh, wrong page. Go to about. I actually clicked on about, but when you click on about, you click on contact. Then just fill this out right here. And just give me your address right here and let me know that it's you. Let me know that it's you. And give me your address. Thank you, Jason. And once you give me your address, you know, if you don't have an email, put Jason from YouTube right here. I never put it to where you can't put an email. So I don't know for sure if you, I don't know. Try that out and let me know if that works for you. If it doesn't, then maybe you're just going to have to order the book on Amazon. But try to contact me on my contact page and send me your information from there, and we can work from there. So, so let's go back. I want to finish this conversation before it gets too late. Mind you, we're almost on here for 2 hours today, y'all. Are y'all excited? Look at my voice. Make sure y'all like the live. I'm doing this for y'all because a lot of people be like, oh my God, I haven't seen you. Your videos are not showing. I haven't seen you in forever. I've been waiting to see your lives. And it's probably because I just need to be on live longer so y'all can catch it. And also, you know, space it out a little bit so that y'all can stay caught up with what we're talking about. Me going live every day with all the information that we talk about can sometimes be a little overwhelming to consume. So, you know, if I kind of piece it up and, you know, extend it at the same time. No, I'm not on Twitch. No, I'm not. Then that may allow you guys to consume the information a little bit better. So, I think we're going to have to get more into how culture is affected by leisure tomorrow? Friday. We're going to get deeper into how your culture is affected, how a culture affects your leisure time and your mindset around leisure time, because it's so much to talk about. We talked about so much already today. So I think that if we wait a little bit and let this sit and digest, and we continue this conversation next time, it will not only remind us of what's going on, but it will be like a tune-up to the conversation that we're having today, and it will reinforce the conversation that we had today. So Friday, bye, Scott. Have a wonderful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you are, my friend with the country dog. Friday, we will continue this conversation. Before we get off of here today, is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? Is there anything that you thought was very interesting about this leisure conversation, or that you didn't know? Anything, y'all let me know. Thank you to whoever's giving me all the hearts. I appreciate you guys. You guys keep me going. When I tell you that this is a restorative conversation, it really is. What time do you usually come on in your time period? I usually come on live around 6 Central Time. Today, I think I came on around 7 Central Time. I came on about an hour later today than what I usually do. But it wasn't a bad timing. Usually I come on around 6. So I will try to come on around 6 and see. Mind y'all, what do y'all think about the thumbnail that I created? I was thinking about each time I come on, I change this little piece right here to something different, a leisurely activity, a high quality leisurely activity. So what do y'all think about this thumbnail? Yeah, you said you never thought about the cultural differences. Yes. Thank you, John. Mind y'all, the field that I'm in, of speech therapy, speech language pathology, that field, all we talk about is you have to be aware of cultural differences. So I think that's the reason why my mindset was so focused on how culture changes how people experience leisurely time. Because in my field of study is always, you're, especially working in America, I work with so many different cultures, it's a lot of Hispanic people, Asian, so many different types of people that you'll work with. So when you understand how cultural, okay, GR, you like it? Thank you. Y'all let me know for real. I accept criticism as well. But I liked it when I looked at it. I was like, okay, that's actually really nice. But yeah, that's why I think my mindset was so focused on what's the cultural differences. I think also we'll get into gender. Let me write that down. Because it's not just about cultural. Sometimes gender affects how we experience leisurely time. Because as a woman, I believe women need more leisure time than men. Especially how our body is set up. So I'm excited. There's so many conversations we can have around this. I'm super excited. Women are supposed to have more rest breaks. It's not a feeling, I know it. Women are supposed to have more rest breaks. So I would love to get into more information about how the biologies of our physical bodies are set up differently with testosterone versus estrogen, and how leisure time is affected by that. That's a very interesting conversation. So I'm excited. I'm super excited. And I really love this thumbnail. It really took me a couple of days. That's why the first thumbnail, like, let me show y'all the other one that I showed y'all the other day. So that one was very basic because I wanted to see, like, okay, what's it gonna be, what's up. But this new one is like life. It's giving. It's a vibe. So I'm excited. And mind you, in each one of my thumbnails for like the money mindset, the love and belonging, in the leisure time, you see my different hairstyles. I'm a different person in each one of them. So that's pretty cool as well. Y'all get to see the different versions of Meiana with her different hairstyles. Do I have Muslims around? How are they? I think like people who I work with, I think not anybody who I see blatantly, like it's a few people who I've seen, like kids maybe, who have like who wear the hijab and stuff, but none that are like blatantly like, you know, out about their religion, I guess, who are like, I'm Muslim. But there are some Middle Eastern women who I work with that may be Muslim. I just never really asked them about their religious beliefs, so I don't know. But even that's an interesting one, because we talked about like Asian, but we didn't talk about like Muslims today. Maybe that's another thing we need to get into and discuss more about that type of mindset. Because it's Pakistan, people who are Pakistan, religious. Ooh, that's another topic. How religion affects your leisure time. Ooh. Because even like, you know, like people who go to mass, like Muslims pray like what, 3 times a day or something like that. That's your leisure time, baby. That's what you're deciding to do in your leisure time. And how you experience your spiritual beliefs, religious beliefs, that's what you do during your leisure time. Can also be responsibilities. Indian and Pakistan are the same. They are? Just a different country. It's the same type of, the same, but why you say Indian versus Pakistani? What? I thought that was 2 different cultures. I mean, similar, but I thought it was like 2 different. I don't know. I feel like it's like saying like New York versus California. That's what I thought it would be like. Like they may be close, but they're still different. That's what I thought. But I don't know. I don't know nothing about it, so. Y'all know I was just Indian in my past life, so who knows? Who knows? Y'all gotta get off of here. Because I told myself I need to start going to bed early. I need to start going to bed at like 10. Because I was like, you know, I spend so much time coming on live, preparing for live, going to work, doing homework. And I'm like, I need to start waking up earlier so I can have more leisure time. Like really dedicate leisure time in the morning. That's why some people do wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. They don't say this specifically because some of these people, they make it seem like it's for productivity reasons. But some people really do wake up early to get their leisure time put into their life. Because that's the only time that they can really enjoy their leisure time in solid, quiet space. And it's so hard for me to wake up early. Oh my God. It's difficult for me to wake up early. So I'm not trying to force myself, but it is a thought in my mind. No, Pakistanis are Muslims, and India is Hudo. I can't pronounce that. Hoodism. Hootie hoo. That's what my uncle would say. Hootie hoo. He'd be like, if you got an issue, just say hootie hoo. They gonna throw the white cap in the air, and they gonna come to rescue me and beat somebody up. Don't play. No, but Hinduism. Hinduism? I don't know. Hinduism. Okay, Hinduism. Thank you, GR. I appreciate you, friend. I appreciate you. So these are some good topics. I love that y'all expanded on this conversation so that we, like, this is what we're going to talk about. You know, next time we're going to go deeper into cultures. And I had other topics to talk about. I actually had a whole little lineup of how I wanted to do this conversation about leisure, because at first I wanted to build awareness. But I think the thing about me doing these long lives is that I'll be doing everything that I wanted to do over time. I'll be kind of doing it throughout the lives. But I had a plan to kind of follow like how I do it in my book, about getting clarity about leisure time, what it is, building awareness of your leisure time in your day-to-day life, and then taking that and looking at the beliefs and the emotions around it. And I think that we did both step 1 and step 2 in today's conversation of getting clarity about what it is, and then looking into what beliefs and emotions are shaping your leisure time. The next step would have been, or it is still, but I'm going to implement these conversations more often, is to really look into being grateful for the leisure time that's already in your life, because if we already have it, like, you have some type of free time. You can't work all day every day. You have at least an hour of free time. So how are you spending that 1 hour of free time if that's all you have? And then being grateful for that. And then once you're grateful, you can always build upon what you already have. And then the next step is taking action to doing more high quality leisure activities to improve your overall life satisfaction and well-being. So you said, who do we put all these things together? I guess I should get your books. You should. There's no guessing. Get the book. Get the book. Get the book. Get the journals. Because everything that I come from, it comes from this. Most of the things that I'm talking about, if it's not about the things that I learned in school, with my degree with communication, because this book, I'm not talking about communication really, right? I'm talking about a different form of communication. This is communicating with the universe, with God, to get to what you want. My communication that I talk about at work is physical, right? Human information exchanging, but most of everything that I am talking about on these lives, it does come from a foundation of what's in this book. So if you ever read it, you'll be able to understand where I'm coming from a little bit better, So, y'all, I'm out of breath. I gotta get up. I'm not gonna lie, like, this is a last minute thumbnail and I'm actually really happy about it. I really like the thumbnail, y'all. I'm trying to figure out if there's any way to expand on it. But so far, it's really nice, so we're going to keep it. I think next time I may add a horseback rider, because I really wanted to add a horse. So next time I'm going to add the horse, because horseback riding is high quality leisure time. And if you could train a horse, that says something. That says something. So I'm going to go ahead and get up off of here, y'all. I appreciate everybody who stayed to the end or who popped in. Make sure you watch the replay. We talked about a lot of good stuff in this conversation today. So come back. Make sure y'all also check out the website, Transition with Leisure. Shop with us, purchase an email tarot reading, or purchase a mindset coaching session. If you're really seeking to overcome some of your limiting beliefs and identify them in general, come talk to me. If you are not at the point where you cannot yet invest in a mindset coaching session with me, make sure to get a mentorship session, especially if you're 18 to 23 years old. I have a special discounted rate for my young adults because I want the best for you and I want to give you good quality guidance. So for, whoever's out there, I have good things on my website for whatever age range, age 16 to 108. So make sure you check out the website. Come invest in yourself by talking to me. And skydiving picture. How about it? I like it. It's on the list. We got skydiving. That's GR. That's gonna be the next picture that I do just for you. Next time we come on, we're gonna do a skydiving pic. I like it. I like it a lot. So I'll talk to you guys later. Next time you guys see me on live, it will be Thursdays for tarot readings, and then Friday again to finish our conversation about leisure. So this is so far what I'm thinking. We're testing phase right now, but I'm thinking Sunday, Monday, Fridays for our leisure conversation, Thursdays for tarot readings. That's what I'm thinking. We're testing it out. We'll see how it goes, but I'm working with each other. We're working with each other. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye, y'all. See you later.